All right, folks. Today is a very, very, very special day in the world of F13 Performance. In May of 1997, I'm going to date myself real quick. May of 1997, I turned 16. And as a 16-year-old, you would assume most people ask for a car or share of a car or going for a driver's permit or license or however that works from wherever you're at. When I turned 16, I asked for a gym membership. That's also when I decided that my goal was to one day own a gym. June 1st, 2014. That goal, that dream, was realized when I took ownership of SYR CrossFit. We had bought out a gym called CrossFit Honor. We took over when we opened. We had about 30 members, which covered a little over a third, very little over a third of our monthly expenses for a 9,000 square foot facility. I had a full-time job working at Old Homestead Golf Club. So how it would work would be I would come to the gym at 5 a.m., coach a class, leave the gym, go to work, leave work at noon for lunch break, come coach a class, and then I would go back to work, then leave work and be back at SYR at 4:30 for, at the time, what was called our E-Walk Club, or Early WOD Club, and then coach another class. Obviously, I'd help. Morgan, who was a partner for a short time when we first started the gym, life circumstances, him and his wife had to sell their portion back to me. And I was the sole owner. So for 10 years to the day, today is June 1st, it's Saturday, 2024. I'm currently driving to the gym right now. We've owned this gym. For 3 years, it was SYR CrossFit. SYR stood for Start Your Revolution. I had a friend of mine, a graffiti artist from Pittsburgh, come paint it on our wall, and I don't think there's a better way to describe what the gym has been for me, and for a lot of people that attended, I believe. You can ask around. But it was a revolution. It was a life's revolution for me. As a dream realized, and then a dream continued. 3 years after opening the gym as SYR CrossFit and getting my CFL1, CFL2, Power Monkey, gymnastics cert, and some other little kettlebell certs, USAW weightlifting cert, little like entry-level certs or easy certs, weekend things. I knew I wanted more. My experience with personal training and bodybuilding and lifting, competitive sports, what we were offering as a CrossFit gym, we wanted to expand on that. So myself and Matt Beckwith went on a year-long journey to get certified as OPEX CCP coaches. We flew to Arizona for an immersive weekend after taking it took a year to complete the certification. A lot of testing, a lot of Zoom calls, practical experiences and coaching and submission of programming and nutritional advice and all the stuff that OPEX requires that makes it one of the best certs out there. On that flight is where F13 came from. F13 Athletics is our parent company. F13 stands for Pennsylvania is one of the first 13 original colonies. Little history thing. Took that and it became F13 Performance. It's very careful about the growth and the bigger plan when coming up with that name. Still have a goal of having an F13 in one of each of the first 13 original colonies. Things are moving slowly, but moving in that direction. Performance. You go with athletics or all these other names. I mean, people use their CrossFit gyms change over to community fitness, so they don't have to change their logo or their CF or anything else. It's the easiest branding thing ever. Kind of lazy, but it's the easiest thing ever. Try to sell people on that. You go with, athletics or gym or just hundreds of names you can use for a fitness facility. We went with performance. I went with performance because we are a performance facility. I want it to be a performance facility. Not just performance for sports and athletics, but for performance for your everyday life. I am no longer an athlete. There was a point in time in my life where I considered myself a competitive athlete. I am not an athlete. But I still need to be able to perform at a high level in my everyday life, because that's what I expect from myself, and that's what I want to deliver to my family. So we are a performance facility, F13 Performance. I drew the logo we use on the flight home. This one. That's Shield. I drew on the plane on the flight home from our OPEX immersion weekend with James Fitzgerald. Absolutely amazing weekend. And we unveiled it. He announced to all of you that we were no longer a CrossFit affiliate, and we are now offering class and individual designed program. Myself and Matt Beckwith each took on 7 clients, and it's grown from there to where right now about 40% of our facility is following our hyper-focused track, which is programming individually designed for their needs, goals, wants, and abilities. It's very specific to each and every individual. Myself, Coach Peyton, Coach Casey, and Coach Matt Beckwith all have clients within our facility following our hyper-focused track. But someone that is driven and not complacent and refuses to accept mediocrity. That's something I learned a long time ago, and something that really drove it home with my professor in college, Dr. Ammon, who was the head of our sport management department, who actually is a client now. Full circle, that's pretty funny. Drove that home for me. Do not accept mediocrity. So we evolved, and I constantly evolve, and the business will change a lot. I love change because change to me is forward movement. If you just stay in the same place and do the same thing over and over and over again, just monotony is not how I can or ever will live my life. So we keep adding things. We evolve as coaches. We get more certifications. We learn more. We experience new sports. We bring on new clients and learn about what they want and what they want to do. So now we have the new F13 brand. Thank you, Boris, from Metcon Creative, for creating this awesome logo for us, and our colors and fonts and everything else. We have our Hyper Focus, which is our individual design clients. We have our Fit Focus, which is our small group classes. Our group classes are fit focused using the method that I created, the 4 S's method of programming and training. That's something that I sat back and wrote out a million different concepts and ideas and created the 4 S's method of training. We are it. F13 Performance created and implemented the 4 S's method of programming. You cannot find it anywhere else. No matter what anybody says, you've heard other gyms, and I've heard other owners say, we do what they do. Guess what? You don't. It's not even close. Sorry. We're it. The knowledge and experience and time put into creating this method of programming and training is unique to us and us alone. It doesn't work without the staff, the team, and the facility we have at F13. So we have our hyper focus, our fit focus. What's next? Where is fitness going? This past year, we got certified and learned more about the sport of fitness racing, high rocks, which we have 11 people competing today in New York, so good luck to all of you. We added our hybrid focus programming. We don't call it high rocks because it's not specific just to high rocks. It is hybrid. It is more of a sweat-focused program, where our fit focus is more of a strength-focused program. All right? So if you are more into endurance and odd objects, think OCR, think high rocks, dumbbell movements, sandbag movements. You're not a huge fan of the barbell. We still do strength because we are a strength-based facility. We always will be, and our belief in fitness revolves around strength. All right? But we don't spend time with dynamic lifts like cleans and snatches and overhead squats. We do basic strength movements with the barbell. Barbell goes away, and we get out all the fun stuff, the ergs, the odd objects, the dumbbells, the sandbags, the medicine balls, the kettlebells, you name it, we use it. Sleds. Get that out, and we've created and build our hybrid focus programming, again, in-house. Coach Peyton does all of our fit focus programming. I do all of our hybrid focus programming. All right? So everything is done in-house for this hybrid athlete. So now fit focus, hyper focus, and hybrid focus. What else do we need? With the addition to our staff of Peyton Bachman, Coach Peyton, who is a savant when it comes to programming and fitness. His passion is athletics and sport performance. So what do? We pour gasoline on that passion for Peyton and develop our sport performance program, run by and managed by and programmed by him and him alone. When I say this kid is the best in the area on sport performance and movement and athletics and creating, building, and developing athletes, it's scratching the surface. There is nobody better around that you're going to find in the Valley or in Eastern PA than Peyton. So now we have sport performance, we have our hybrid focus, our fit focus, and our hyper focus, all at F13 Performance, all under the same roof, all created and developed and run by the team at F13. We went from an 8-person rig, so 8 squat racks, 6 rowers, and a set of dumbbells from 5 to 50 pounds. That's it. That's what we were on June 1st, 2014. To a facility that has well over 30,000 pounds in weights. Last time I counted, we've added so much since then, so we could be closer to 50,000 now, but that's the last inventory I took. We have over 30 different ergs and pieces of equipment. We have belt squats and leg presses and cable machines and squat cages. We have 16 different squat stations and racks within the facility. We have yokes. We have 1,000 square feet of turf, 100-foot long strip, sleds, maces. I mean, you name it, we have it, and we use it, and we use it correctly. Now, all this, yes, it started in 2014. I've owned it since then. All this doesn't happen without the support of our amazing coaches. Everybody that's come to and helped and coached, come and gone. I appreciate everybody. Whether you left on good or bad terms, it doesn't matter. You are part of the growth of F13. The members. We started with 30. The funny part is 10 of them are still there 10 years later. Started with 30 people. And we've grown to over 200. And a lot more have come and gone. So if you were part of our facility at any time over the last 10 years, thank you. Whether it was for a day, a week, a month, 5 years, or a competition, or a drop-in, it doesn't matter. Every person that walks through our door, I personally appreciate. Every morning, I look at our books, and I look at our membership list, and I look at who's coming, who's going, and you can ask Peyton and Casey. I review it every day. So thank you all for your support. Now, there was a time when I would be at home for breakfast. I would go to the gym around 11, coach noon, and all the night classes. I would kiss my wife and my daughter, our firstborn, Molly, goodbye. I would come home late at night. Molly would be asleep, so I would see her that morning and not at night. And then the next day I would open. So I wouldn't see her again that morning. I would coach, and I would be home for dinner. So for a long time, I would only see my daughter in the morning, and I wouldn't see her again until the following night's dinner. Now, as a business owner, you make these sacrifices. But the biggest appreciation has to go out to my family, especially my wife, Meredith, for helping me realize this dream and understanding how much it meant to me. Not a year has gone by. Not 1 year has gone by where I wasn't worried about losing the gym. There's always a time where I was like, uh-oh. Membership dropped, or bills went up, expenses went up, something changed, and I didn't know if we were going to make it. And hell, we lasted through a pandemic. We were forced to shut down. So it's stressful. It's added a lot of stress and tension to our lives that we don't need. But somehow the strength of Meredith and her support and love and understanding made all this very, very possible. You can't express it enough. So before you thank me and the coaches for F13, send her a message. Send her a text. Thank her. Because without her support, it does not exist. And still doesn't. It doesn't work without her now. So I wasn't sure how I was going to do this and celebrate our 10 years and say thank you or explain a story or what details to give or not to give. So this wasn't planned. It was just raw and natural and, explanatory, I guess. It's 20 minutes of recording, which I hate recording myself, so that's a big feat for myself. But thank you. If you watched this and you hung on for 20 minutes, thank you very much. Thank you for your support over the last 10 years. And when I say we'll be here for 10 more, we'll be here for 10 more. And a lot more than that. There's definitely some really cool things coming for F13 and its members and everything else. Yes, expansion. yes, growth, yes, new avenues and ways to train and program and keep in touch with what we do. But first and foremost, thank you to our members. Thank you to all of our coaches, everybody who's been there. Especially thank you to our current coaches, our full-time coaches, Casey and Peyton, who really have helped take F13 to the next level. They really have. That's cheesy to say, the next level. I hate buzz terms like that, but it's true. Those two have really grabbed the reins and with their roles taken off. But like I said again, thank you the most to my family and my wife for all their support and love over the years. So hopefully we see you guys at F13. Stop by and say hi. You don't have to join. Send us a message. Send us a DM. Send us an email. Join the crew. All right. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Have a great June 1st.